Hi everyone, I'm new to this and would appreciate any feedback you have. Thank you to all my new supporters. Now to the story. A century ago, a colossal meteorite crashed into the continent, bringing with it countless eggs that scattered across the land. These eggs hatched into swarms of fierce insects, launching a relentless assault on human armies. Humanity's firearms proved ineffective against the insect onslaught, leading to the rapid loss of vast territories. Years later, a breakthrough emerged in the form of the spiritual contract, a powerful technique that allowed women to awaken their spirit forms upon reaching maturity, while men developed their abilities as spirit contract masters. This synergy between spirit forms and contract masters became crucial, turning the tide of battle and securing the last remaining patch of untainted land for humanity. A century after the catastrophe, at Qingtang Academy, Gulin is evaluated as a C-rank cleaver sword wielder with the trait of sharpness. However, this talent proves to be merely an ordinary C-level ability. Moving on to the next candidate. Today is the annual awakening ceremony at Qingtang Academy, and I've just arrived, uncertain of which spirit contract I will awaken. Mei steps up to the testing crystal, and as the power flows into her, she experiences a powerful awakening. To everyone's astonishment, Mei reveals an S-rank spirit contract, a blood-stained silver spear with the trait of an immortal fairy spirit, never fading. The crowd buzzes with excitement. It's been years since we've seen an S-rank bonded spirit at Qingtang Academy, one person exclaims, and it even has two traits. Is this the true value of an S-rank spirit? Another adds. A third person comments, if Mei combined with the previous S-rank spirit user, they'd be unstoppable. A voice from the crowd whispers, keep it down, Mei already has a boyfriend. Mei, looking at Hanzan, declares, let's break up. I've awakened an S-rank spirit. You're not in my world anymore. She walks away, leaving Hanzan stunned and dejected. Hanzan reflects on his past. He had been subservient, going out of his way to make Mei comfortable, preparing her meals, giving massages, and shamelessly seeking her favor. But now, he thinks bitterly about how poorly she treated him despite his sacrifices. Back in the present, Zan resolves that the era of spirit contracts is one where strength reigns supreme, and he will no longer be a mere subordinate. The crowd begins to murmur about him, calling him a loser and saying he's unworthy of someone as exceptional as Mei. If you want to cling to Mei, someone says, others will beat you to keep you away. Zan, undeterred, retorts, you all are just slaves to her. What makes you think I won't awaken an S-rank or higher talent myself? Mei scoffs and says, do you really think you're worthy of such a rank? S-rank talents are extremely rare. As Hanzhan's name is called for his turn, he waits anxiously. But there is no response from the crystal. Mei sneers, I expected nothing less from someone like you, incapable of awakening even a decent spirit. It's good I broke up with you. The crowd agrees, echoing her sentiment and calling Zan arrogant for believing he could ever measure up. A blinding light erupts from the testing crystal, growing brighter and more intense. The examiner's voice rings out in awe. It's not just S-rank. It's S rank. No, it's actually S rank. The notification confirms that Hanzan has awakened a rare S-class spirit contract. The crowd gasps in disbelief. Mei's eyes widen in shock. The last time an S-rank spirit appeared was once in a millennium, and it's the highest tier, signifying unmatched strength. What incredible luck, one person exclaims. He could be a master who rewrites history. Another voice adds, the last S-rank user changed the course of battle for humanity, giving us a chance at survival. But he died too soon. Had he lived longer, victory would have been assured. The women in the crowd, eager to align themselves with such a powerful talent, swarm around Zan. One girl boasts, I have a different outfit for every day of the year. So you'd never see me in the same outfit twice. Pick me, and you'll always have something new. Zan, overwhelmed by the sudden attention, responds that he's not ready to make a choice yet. In his mind, he reflects on how these women seem more interested in his talent than in him. He knows that their interest in him is merely a means to enhance their own status and abilities. He examines his new abilities. Divine Awakening grants him insight into the essence of spirit contracts. Divine Insight allows him to see detailed information about contracts, including all weapons and their attributes. Observe Me enables him to view all weapons and their attributes in detail, and can double the attributes of a spirit contract's power. Great Harmony. There are no limits to the number of spirit contracts he can form. Mei approaches Hanzan with an air of faux sweetness, saying, I didn't expect you to awaken such incredible talent. Maybe it's time we made up. She looks at him with a hint of eagerness. Starting today, you can even hold my hand, she adds, hoping to rekindle their connection. Zan studies her with a critical eye, recognizing her attempt to win him back. Amiya continues, if you're still not satisfied, we can push the boundaries a bit today, maybe even share a kiss and more. Zan firmly rejects her advances, remaining resolute in his decision. Amiya, desperate to regain his favor, tries to charm him further, but her efforts are abruptly interrupted by a group of girls who step forward. One girl speaks up, stop pretending to be an innocent flower. We see through you, Amiya. Zan isn't fooled by your act. Another girl chimes in, you dumped him in front of everyone, and now you're trying to crawl back. That's pathetic. A third girl adds, if it weren't for the campus beauty getting in your rank spirit, who would even look at you? And where is that your rank spirit now? Another girl agrees, and your rank spirit is a once-in-a-century occurrence, and yet, you're still useless. Xia Yue stands on the edge of the crowd, feeling increasingly isolated as the girls around her chatter about her. Despite being in your rank, she's treated with disdain, and her frustration boils over, people are treating me poorly because of my rank. I don't understand why. As she makes her way through the crowd, she unexpectedly bumps into Han Zan. Zan, concerned, apologizes and asks, are you okay? Xia, still feeling a bit disoriented, responds, I'm fine, it's just. Zan notices her weapon form, thinks it's the Fuxi Chin, and is intrigued. It's one of the 10 ancient divine artifacts. With my abilities, it's possible I could help her uncover its true potential. Xia, breaking his train of thought, apologizes again, I'm sorry if I've caused any trouble. Are you hurt? Zan reassures her, no, you've misunderstood me. I actually want to invite you to form a contract with me. However, Amiya and the group of girls nearby overhear this and express their disapproval. Why would you choose her? One of them says disdainfully. She's only in rank worthless compared to you. Amiya, in disbelief, exclaims, I can't believe you'd prefer Xia Yue over me. Just then, Principal Chen Guangpu of Qingtang Academy steps in, his voice authoritative. I understand you're young and your decisions are influenced by the excitement of your new abilities, but forming a spirit contract is a serious matter. You need to consider your future responsibilities, defending humanity and reclaiming lost lands from monsters. Xia Yue, feeling the weight of the crowd's scorn, takes a deep breath and says, I understand. My talent may not be as impressive as others, and perhaps I'm not worthy of such an opportunity. A commanding voice cuts through the tension, calling out, wait. The crowd parts to reveal Zhao Hu, a prominent guardian of Deep Blue City. Amiya, seeing him, calls out, Godfather. Zhao Hu strides forward, his gaze fixed sternly on Han Zan. I've heard that you've been mistreating my precious goddaughter. Is it true? He demands, his tone sharp. And now you're showing arrogance because of your talent. Let me make this clear. With my power in the city, no one will dare to join you if you don't cooperate. Be grateful for the leniency I'm showing you. Amiya, taking advantage of Zhao Hu's presence, asserts, you should form a contract with me immediately, or face being blacklisted. Zan, undeterred, responds coolly, is she really worthy? Zhao Hu's expression darkens. Do you want to challenge me, boy? Don't push your luck. Principal Chen Guangpu intervenes, his voice authoritative. Zhao Hu, I have already informed the higher-ups about his talent. There's no need for further intimidation. Ignoring the principal, Zhao Hu insists, if you refuse to form a contract with Xia, the rank, then I'll have no choice but to take severe action against you. Decide quickly, either accept her or face the consequences. Zan, standing firm, declares, no one can change my mind. I'm going through with this. He turns to Xia, his resolve unwavering. Campus beauty, let's sign the contract. Xia, feeling a mix of relief and remorse, apologizes, I'm sorry for all the trouble I've caused. Zan reassures her, you're worth it. There's no need to apologize. As they initiate the contract, Zan activates his skills. A radiant light envelops Xia as she feels a powerful surge of energy. Her form glows with the intensity of the spirit bond being established. Zan watches with anticipation, and as the light dims, his stats appear on the screen, revealing his new weapon. To his astonishment, it is an SSS rank spirit contract, marking the highest tier of power. The weapon skills appear on the screen, and Zan is awestruck by their impressive abilities, powerful attacks, healing, and support. He realizes this is an all-rounder with no apparent weaknesses and is still in disbelief at the strength of an SSS spirit bond. Zia, in shock at her new SSS rank, thanks Zon, to which he simply replies, "You're welcome." Emiya then chimes in, revealing that she was previously bullied by Zon and made fun of. She asks her godfather to make it up to her. Zano reassures her not to worry, mentioning that he has a contract with an E-rank spirit master whose talent is minimal. He promises to continue making things difficult for him in the city. Zano also notes that he has already arranged for the Spirit Master's test in Shenlong City the next day and claims he is the one in control here. Emiya expresses her gratitude, but Zano questions the point of thanking him and asks how she intends to repay him. Emiya suggests they return to their old place, where she will settle her debt. Zano agrees and wishes for a good night. As time passes, various posts about Zon begin to circulate. One criticizes him for choosing beauty over skill by selecting an E-rank spirit master, while others complain about his lack of consideration for the country's welfare. Zano is pleased to see that the negative publicity he orchestrated is having the desired effect. Emiya is in awe of her godfather's brilliance. Zano then asks Emiya what else he excels at, and she responds with everything. Zano explains that this is just the beginning for Zon. When the test begins, Zon will come to understand who holds the real power. A crowd gathers around, and one person points out Zia, calling her E-rank trash. Another criticizes Zon, suggesting that his judgment is impaired and that Zia deceived him with her looks. Zia apologizes, but Zon tells her to remain confident and not to apologize. He advises her to eat more to ensure she doesn't fall behind in the spirit test. Zia thanks him, and Zon encourages her to ignore the naysayers and show everyone their true strength. At that moment, a voice calls out, asking if he is Zon. Wang Lumao introduces himself, saying that while people claim Zon is an SSS rank genius, he personally doesn't think Zon is all that impressive. Zon inquires about his identity, and Lumao announces he is set to become a beast spirit contractor. Zon chuckles at Lumao's name, prompting Lumao to ask what's so amusing. Zon apologizes, saying he just thought of something funny. Emiya advises Lumao to keep his distance from them, calling Zon a useless spirit user who contracted an E-rank and will soon be exiled. Lumao retorts, saying he will wait for Zon. As they head to the testing grounds, a teacher explains that the test is about to start. Each participant will face a randomly assigned level of difficulty, and passing even one level will qualify them. The teacher then calls Emiya and Lumao to begin their tests. The test for Lumao is a black oyster, a creature of moderate difficulty. Lumao prepares for battle, summoning his weapon to break it. He attacks the creature again, and the crowd murmurs in awe, recognizing Lumao as an S-rank spirit master and noting his impressive strength. One examiner comments that it wasn't a one-shot victory, but it's acceptable. Wei Cheng, the leader of the first region, remarks that the participants are struggling with just one monster and suggests they are worse than the laborer group. Another person reminds Cheng that he isn't the boss and to stop acting as if he were. Lin Jingshuan, the leader of the second region, finds it strange that me, an S-rank, should have been able to defeat the monster with a single blow but instead appears to be about 20% weaker. Jingshuan speculates that Mi's lack of control over her lifestyle might have caused her spiritual force to leak out. Zano coughs. The teacher congratulates both Mi and Lumao for surpassing level 7 and setting a new record. Previously held at level 6, a spectator from the crowd remarks that they truly deserve their S-rank status, while another expresses curiosity about Zhan's reaction to their performance. The teacher then calls Zhan and Zia forward for their test. Zhan notices the challenge and is taken aback. 10 black oysters for a level 1 test. He exclaims, 10. Zia, surprised, questions why there are 10 creatures for such an easy level. The crowd murmurs, with some suggesting that Zhan is being targeted and that things are about to get interesting. Others comment that it's Zhan's own fault for choosing an E-rank spirit master. The teacher explains that test difficulty varies for each person, and that for someone with SSS rank talent, it should be 10 times harder. He privately reflects on Zhano's instructions to ensure Zhan doesn't pass and he thinks Zhan offended someone he shouldn't have. Zhan confidently declares, "Bring it on," signaling the start of the battle. In an instant, Zhan launches an attack, and the confrontation ends as abruptly as it began. The crowd is stunned by how quickly the fight was resolved, in just 1 second, and questions if this E-rank spirit is really so formidable. Meanwhile, a girl wonders aloud if an E-rank waste is this powerful. What does it mean for her own potential? The examiners are baffled by the scene and are left questioning the identity of this extraordinary individual. Ching comments on how he took 30 seconds to defeat a similar number of opponents, whereas Zhan accomplished the feat in only 1 second. Jingshuan acknowledges Zhan's remarkable strength but questions the fairness of the test, asking why the difficulty has been ramped up so drastically. Zhano explains that this increase is a temporary measure designed to demonstrate that one should never squander their talents and to set a high standard for others. Zhano is taken aback by Zhan's strength and muses about how he will perform against the next wave of monsters. Ching concurs, noting that their own test involved 10 monsters, and feels that the new participants have become too complacent and need to step up. Another man, Aggress, expresses his eagerness to test Zhan's limits. A level to difficulty is selected, and 20 black monsters begin to spawn. Zhan launches his attack, activating the Song of Heartbreak skill. As the skill roars into the air, moments later, the monsters are falling one by one, creating a sea of defeated creatures. Zhan coolly asks, "Is that all?" That wasn't even a warm-up. The crowd is in disbelief, with some exclaiming that Zhan has gone mad, while others speculate that the examiners will not overlook this display. Ching shouts that he will take Zhan on, but Yiqiu, leader of the third region, interjects, stating that King's region is too harsh and unsuitable for newcomers. He insists that Zhan should be with him instead. Ching retorts, questioning if Qiu is trying to take Zhan away, and reminds him of their previous altercations, suggesting it's been a while since he last gave him a beating. Shen Zheqi, leader of the fourth region, chimes in, noting that both King's and Kai's regions are battle-focused and proposes that Zhan should join the exploration region, which is better suited for newcomers. Ching and Qiu dismiss Zheqi's suggestion with irritation. Another voice cuts through the argument, telling them to stop, then he asks Jingshuan for his opinion on the test. Jingshuan responds that while the monsters had tough skins, Zhan's skill effectively neutralized them, making their numbers irrelevant. He proposes adopting the highest evaluation standards for the year, to which everyone agrees. Zhano contemplates what Zhan will accomplish under the highest standard and awaits the next phase with anticipation. The teacher announces that the examiners have elevated the test to the highest standards. The system activates, selecting difficulty level 3, which spawns 10 level to giant lizards and 10 level to thunderbirds. The crowd reacts with astonishment. One person questions if this is too much, while another notes the combination of defense-oriented lizards and attack-focused birds is overwhelming for a level to Spirit Master, and phased, Zhan confidently remarks, "Is that all? This will make me look even better." Lu Mao, observing from the sidelines, mutters that Zhan is being arrogant. As the battle system initiates, the monsters charge at Zhan while preparing their attacks. Zhan activates a skill, sending his attacking team forward. The clash begins, with both sides sustaining losses and causing significant damage to the testing area. Zhan readies himself, dashing forward and using his Heartbreaker skill, shouting, "Break formation." The crowd watches in disbelief as Zhan blocks an attack and counters with precision. Some are incredulous, questioning how Zhan managed to perform such a feat. In response, Zhan activates his song, Break Formation skill, further demonstrating his prowess in the intense battle. Wow, he won again. There are people who seem even more formidable than the monsters themselves. It's truly unbelievable. Just how much power is this guy concealing? The examiner announces, Zhan, level 3 completed. This kid is a beast. He took down the lizard and the thunderbird in just 2 moves. His skills are beyond comprehension. His speed is unmatched. Is that really Shy by his side? That E-rank spirit, it shouldn't be possible. Hey Afu, come here. A man appears and says, "Master, what are your orders?" "You have the ability to check the rank of spirits. Go and check Shai's weapon rank." "Master, I checked it earlier but couldn't identify it. She might be in a situation similar to Ling Zhen's." "Are you suggesting that, like Ling Zhen, she was classified as an E-rank by the Awakening Stone, but cannot be detected by a skill? That she is so powerful because she's bonded with Zhan, making her rank undetectable?" "Master, it can't be ruled out. This situation is unusual, but if it's true, we need to arrange for Zhan to meet Ling Zhen. By the way, what's the name of Ling Zhen's E-rank spirit talent?" "It's called Shenong Cauldron." "Hey, teacher, I want to continue the challenge. Are you sure about this?" "Don't worry, teacher, I'm sure." The system announces, level for test activated. Monsters surge through the gate and attacks Zhan, but he dodges their assaults and counters with precision, dispatching the first wave effortlessly. "Come at me, I want to test my limits," Zan leaves a sea of corpses in his wake as he clears multiple levels, standing unfazed by the challenge. Hey, Zan, you've just finished level 9. You should take a break. No, I want to go to level 10, Zan. Are you out of your mind? Since the beginning of the assessment, no one has ever cleared level 10. The crowd listens intently. Despite his strength, level 10 is currently beyond his reach. The final stage features a third-rank beast. If he doesn't want to face certain death, he should stop now. Reflecting on his own experience, when he took the assessment, he only made it to level 9, which was considered a historic feat. This kid has incredible talent. I'm taking him to my region. You bastard. Are you trying to compete with my region for him? Sure, why not? Back at the testing area. If you want to try, I won't stop you, but look at your current state. It's impossible to win like this. I understand. Just give me some time to recover before I start again. Alright, but the rules state that you're only allowed 5 minutes of rest between levels. Zan interrupts. Skill activated. Song of Time. Zan is enveloped in a healing aura. What the hell is this? He's regenerating his spirit energy. He can attack, defend, and heal. What a terrifying contract spirit. Back with the region leaders. Today, Zan will come with me. This is non-negotiable. Oh really? After I beat you, he'll be coming with me. Excuse me, but use your head. Do you think sending such an all-rounder to the front lines makes sense? Are you here to take him too? Just hear me out. If he comes with me, I can save 30% more people on the battlefield. Shut up, you fool. Enough of this. Okay, Master. The 8 major regions of Daxia each have their unique responsibilities and contribute significantly toward our collective goals. The first region excels in decisive battles. The second region focuses on strategy. The third region is dedicated to expanding territories. The fourth region seeks truth and exploration. The fifth region is centered around healing. The sixth region safeguards our supply lines. The seventh region specializes in sea travel. And the eighth region operates from the shadows. These 8 regions are the pillars of Daxia, ensuring the future security and prosperity of our people. I've considered establishing a 9th region but have yet to find the right leader for it. Master, are you really planning to create a 9th region? Do you think Zan is up for the challenge? Emerging from the swirling smoke, a formidable red flame beast strides forward. The system announces, 3rd level Zerg red flame beast activated. The teacher explains, starting from difficulty level 10, Zan can clear this level if he survives for 3 minutes. The Zerg roars, sending shockwaves crashing into the crowd. They are thrown back, with one person exclaiming, "What an intense heat wave." Another shouts, "What's happening?" A nearby group screams, "Look, why isn't he running? Are you insane? That's a 3rd level monster, run." Zan turns to Yue and asks, "Are you ready?" She responds firmly, "Yes. No matter what happens, I will support you unconditionally." Zan charges into battle alongside Yue, a determined look etched on his face. As the spiritual contract master, he declares, "I will not shy away from this fight." The Zerg unleashes a torrent of flame, and Zan swiftly dodges to the right, feeling the searing heat of the attack. The flame strikes the ground, resulting in a massive explosion. With resolve, Zan begins to channel his skill, invoking the air of righteousness, energy of 1,000 miles of joy. Air, come to my aid. The shockwave from Jan's spell reverberates through the crowd, causing a man to lose his hair and 2 girls to exclaim, "The wind is too strong." Surrounded by a mighty cyclone, Zan prepares his final attack. This is the end, he declares to the Zerg. The beast now appears insignificant compared to the swirling tempest hurtling toward it. The Zerg roars in desperation, struggling to break free, but the cyclone proves too powerful. It is lifted into the air, and with its last breath, the Zerg lets out one final roar. As the cyclone subsides, only small fragments of the Zerg remain. The crowd is stunned in disbelief, questioning if Zan really passed the level. One person exclaims, "That can't be right. It was a 3rd level beast, and the record has never been broken before." Z and Lumao, visibly confused, exchange glances. Lumao wonders why this is happening to them, while Z grumbles, "They stole the spotlight from us." Exhausted and with blood smeared across his face, Zan acknowledges the toll of the high-level spell on him. Just then, a new skill activates around him, and a voice announces, "Congratulations on passing the test. You have now entered the 2nd test space." Confused, Zan asks, "Who are you?" The voice introduces itself as Lin Jingxuan, the regional leader of the 2nd battle zone. Lin Jingxuan expresses a desire to ask a few questions. He inquires, who will achieve final victory, the monsters or humanity? Zan responds, the monsters might win, but humanity will never give up. Pleased with the answer, Lin Jingxuan smiles and asks, as a spirit contract master, who are you fighting for? Zan replies, I fight to prevent the monsters from ravaging our homeland so that people can live in peace and prosperity. I fight to ensure that the flag of Dazia flies across our land and to restore the glory of Dazia. The voice responds, well said. It then extends an offer for Zan to become his disciple. Lin Jingxuan adds, his name is Li Shedong. Zhan's eyes widen in surprise. Are you Li Shedong from the Li family, the most powerful family in Dazia? He asks, astonished. He recalls the events from a century ago when the three major monster emperors allied to overthrow Dazia, nearly pushing it to the brink of destruction. At that critical moment, Li Shedong single-handedly defeated the three monster emperors, saving Dazia from annihilation. Excited, Zan asks, can I really become your disciple? Of course, if you are willing, Shedong replies with a smile. Zan respectfully greets his new master, and Shedong, pleased by Zhan's respect, comments that Zan suits him better than his other disciples. He explains that while this is their first meeting and he has little to offer, he would like Zan to have this ring. The ring, made from the bones of a ninth sage monster Shedong had slain long ago, contains a storage space. Zan is awestruck to learn it is crafted from an emperor's bones. He feels the overwhelming aura emanating from the ring and wonders about the immense strength of the emperor before its defeat. Li Shedong explains that although this ring can repel weaker monsters, it will become more aggressive when facing stronger ones. If this worries him, there's no need to wear it. Zan smiles and says, this is a gift from my teacher, so of course I have to wear it. The teacher smiles and replies, exactly. He turned to one of his other students and remarked that not everyone possesses the strength to wear the ring, even if it were given to them. He tells Zan and Yue that they've just finished their exam and used up a lot of energy. In a cheerful mood, he announces that he'll take both of them out for a big meal. They are going to eat at a renowned spot called the Deep Blue Hot Pot. The teacher explains that he invited his senior brothers to join them so he could get to know them better. One of his brothers introduces himself as Lin Jingxuan, the person in charge of the second war zone, and mentions that he has met him before. Lin introduces his other brothers, noting that EQ is the head of the third battle zone, Shen Zheqi is the director of the fourth war zone, and Liu Jingxin is the director of the fifth theater. Zan and Yue greet their older brothers warmly. One of the brothers tells them not to be so formal, as they are family now. One brother explains that the other senior brothers haven't arrived yet. The sixth senior brother is stationed at the border and cannot leave, while the seventh senior brother is overseas and unavailable for now. As for the eighth senior brother, he interrupted the conversation by appearing behind Zan, saying that there was no need for introductions because he was already here. He tells Zan, this is his number. Remember to contact him if you're in danger. Keep in mind, you only have one chance. He then suddenly disappears again. Zan thinks that the eighth senior brother has a very distinctive personality. One brother tosses an item to Zan and says, this is a gift from the senior brothers. Inside, you'll find martial arts techniques, battle robes, and other useful items. Make sure to use it well. He expresses his gratitude to his senior brothers. Suddenly, a woman bursts in, saying, hey, aren't you worried about getting in trouble for having hot pot without telling me? Yue, feeling embarrassed, calls out, Andy. She yells at Yue, you usually eat at my house and use my things, but now that you've become successful, you go out and enjoy yourself without inviting me. Ha! No, that's not it. How dare you speak to me like that, as she goes to slap her. Zan, having witnessed enough, intervenes and holds her back. She demands that he release her. She accuses him of being the one who took Yue away. Zan asks what she wants from him. She demands compensation for the years she spent raising her. Yue grits her teeth in frustration as she nears the end of her patience. She screams at her aunt, that's enough. The aunt retorts sharply, how dare you yell at me, Izia Yue. You think you've grown wings just because you've passed a few tests and you think you can do whatever you want, is that it? You understand that Nunew's uncle is from the 4th district. If you raise your voice at me, just know that I can take action and I will ensure that you find it impossible to thrive among the spiritual contract masters. The brothers looked at her, puzzled, wondering why she mentioned the 4th district. She points at the brothers, asking who they think they are. Then she turns to the teacher, declares that he must be Jean's grandfather and refers to him as an old man. With anger, she declares, "If you want to take my Yue, you must give me 3 gold bars, the betrothal gifts, the house, and the car, all in my name. I have relatives in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th war zones. Refuse, and you'll regret it." Lee's face darkens with anger as he demands, "What are you standing around for? They're calling me old. Why aren't you making the call already?" The students scramble to make phone calls, puzzled about why this is happening now. Meanwhile, another student sips his tea, smugly enjoying the chaos as he realizes the lady has made a mistake. She says confidently, "Trying to get rid of me? Humph, I'm not worried. There are plenty of people above me." At that moment, her phone suddenly rings. She answers the call, saying, "Hello, my child's uncle. What's this about?" The voice on the other end snaps, "Are you trying to destroy my family? From now on, our families are cutting ties." The teacher, looking displeased, says, "You claim there's someone above you, but there's no one above me." She can hardly believe what she's hearing. The person on the phone tells her, "If you want to die, do it quickly and don't drag us down. Just remember, don't mess with Hanzan and Xia Yue." In shock, she drops the phone and collapses to the ground, confused and trying to understand how everything went so wrong. A worker from the restaurant tells her to stop causing a scene, but she insists, they're bullying her. She screams, urging everyone to look at the spirit masters bullying ordinary people. Meanwhile, Zan and Yue watch in speechless disbelief. The teacher, fed up, casts a spell. As the spell takes effect and puts her to sleep, she continues to curse at them. Jingxuan guesses they haven't slept together yet. Zan confirms this, while Yue blushes at the conversation. Jingxuan then explains that after having sex, a spirit contract master gains a certain degree of replication ability. Though this ability is weakened, it remains quite useful. Jingxuan explains there are 2 forms of Qialing, physical form and humanoid form. The physical form can materialize into objects, while the humanoid form takes on a human-like appearance. If you've made it to the end of the video, please give it a like and subscribe. It really helps me out. Thank you for watching.